Good evening, everyone. This is TMac TALKS with Singer Songwriter Gabe, hosted by Tracy McDonald. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Everyone, this young man has been an outstanding pillar in St. Genevieve County. Not only has he assisted the residents of St. Genevieve County, he has also opened the new upcoming Gabe's Music Company in St. Genevieve, Missouri. So, got a question for you. At what age and when, where, and what were you doing when you realized that being a singer and songwriter was your dreams?
Uh, you know, as far as it being my dreams, I don't know. I think I was kind of born into it a little bit. I grew up in a really musical family. I say music really kind of sparked interest in me probably around 8 years old whenever I discovered a guy named Elvis. so, huge Elvis fan when I was a kid. Other kids were playing with Power Rangers. I was reading about Elvis and listening to cassette tapes and stuff like that, and got picked on a little bit for that now and then. But that was probably the biggest spark when it happened. As I grew older, I started playing drums a lot, started playing with some different bands, and as I was playing with different bands, I started writing my own music because you play with bands, unless you're playing cover songs, you got to have your own music. So that really sparked the interest in me. And then I guess as I grew older, I got into a lot of real singer-songwriter types. Huge Jim Croce fan, Jackson Browne fan. And so I guess that kind of was where it really started, though, was Elvis Presley. So
I read recently where family was having an auction of
yeah,
like his plane and some other items.
yeah. We got to sell a lot of guitars to get there. So, but hey, that would be cool, wouldn't it, Tracy? So yeah. So
Did you ever get a chance to tour his place?
yeah, I have. I've toured his actual house a couple times over this. I think about 6 months ago, I took my kids there for their first time, and man, they got a kick out of it, and I was like a walking history book, I guess, too. So I might have bored them a little bit, but yeah, huge Elvis fan, just a guy with a lot of talent, a lot of charisma, and just wasn't afraid to be cool, So yeah,
So for a person like me that has not toured his place, is it something I should do?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, do it. Do it. I guess while the family's still trying to make money, because you never know, they may auction off his house before long. So so,
Very true.
yeah. So, but yeah, definitely go see it. I'm a pretty fond of Memphis, anyways. It's a cool blues and music town. So yeah.
Tennessee in general is a very
Oh yeah.
beautiful, relaxing area.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Nashville back in the day when I was recording quite a bit, so I always enjoyed old Tennessee. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, you may run into one of our local attorneys down there if you're ever in that area again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of our local attorneys actually has an office down there now.
Oh, well, that's cool. So yeah.
So you might actually run into him. Where is the farthest place away from St. Genevieve that you have performed?
Farthest place I've performed in Zambia, Africa, actually. So that was about 2.5 day plane ride. so I say that was pretty far. So I was playing with a Christian band, and we were doing pretty much playing some circles of churches down there with a missions organization. So it was pretty fun. Had to pack all my stuff in a conga drum. So yeah.
That could be a lot of changeovers, or that could be just a long ride for 2 days.
Yeah, it was 3 changeovers, but a lot of long rides. So yeah. So.
Wow. Does your spiritualness play into your creativity, and how?
Absolutely. I mean, my spiritualism, I guess you could call it that. My Christianity plays into all aspects of my life, but definitely my songwriting a lot. Obviously, I believe music to be a spiritual matter in multiple capacities. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, churches, a lot of the reason they play music in churches is because it connects with people on a deeper level. But, I mean, music can be spiritual even in the wrong ways a lot, too. But, yeah, you know, more or less a lot of my songwriting is a lot of my thought process and prayer process. And, you know, not all my songs are per se overly spiritual where they fit like in a Christian genre. but everything I do and everything I say in a song, I'm usually trying to process something that's happened in the world or current events, or even trying to find God in the midst of chaos. So yeah, so definitely I would say it absolutely does. So.
It's amazing how he can affect us in so many different ways in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll talk about some albums. Do you have any of your own, or is there a possibility that you've joined some other people that you've been on some albums with?
Yeah, I've as far as my own albums currently, I don't have any of my own projects. I did record my first solo project when I was 18 years old. I went to Nashville and recorded like a 3-song project then. But that's out of print, and it's really not quite the representation of what I currently play anyways often. But I was mainly contributed to a lot of albums as a musician and a drummer, sometimes a bass player and a guitarist as well. More of just being an all-around guy. I've recorded, let's see, I think about 5 Nashville professionally produced projects. One project in Dallas with another group that was a professionally produced project. And then a lot of just independent stuff, you know, just a lot of home studio stuff with different people. But yeah, love recording, always have. Like just the process of creating something original, and hope that it's always as original as possible. So.
Out of those ones that you've done in the past, which one was your favorite and why?
My favorite project, like album, let's see here. I'd say probably my second Nashville project I did with my brother's band. And it seemed like that was a good time frame for the group itself. We were kind of stepping out, having a lot of progress, being very creative at the time. So that was probably one of my more favorite projects that I've done. I'm actually currently working on my own project as well right now, even in this studio that we're speaking in. Hoping to release it sometime this year. It's probably going to be around a 5 or 6 song project. Really paying a tribute to a lot of my musical influences. It's got some Americana / roots rock feel to it. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one. That's probably one of my more recent exciting projects that I've been working on. It's a lot of stuff that I've written as well. So yeah, so probably those two have been my more exciting albums. So
good. We can't wait to hear the new one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm excited to eventually get it out there. I was working on it pretty hard and steady, and then I decided to open a music store. And so kind of had to put it on the back burner for a little bit. But we're about 4 songs in, so we probably got a couple more songs to fully produce, which I'm playing everything on the album currently. So it's a lot of work for me. And then a lot of production and editing. I'm doing all of that myself as well. So,
well, if you ever go on tour, or I should say when you do, please remember us and invite us. I'd like to go along and see it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm hoping to begin to play some local things again soon. Last year I started playing a little bit more, and like I said, I did take a little different direction with a few things. I decided to pour a lot of efforts into this, so I haven't played as much lately, but I totally intend on picking back up and playing some shows again very soon. So
Awesome. What do you enjoy doing when you're not singing or writing lyrics?
Well, I spend a lot of time with my family. Obviously, I got a wife, my wife Sarah, 3 girls, Grace, Emma, Lucy, 2 dogs, Nellie and Captain, and apparently a guinea pig. I think that's named Benny. But anyways, my kids keep me very busy. We're very involved with our kids. We homeschool our kids as well. So that keeps me very busy. As far as recreational, me and my wife love to hike and adventure type sports, and I've recently gotten into, it's called supboarding, stand-up paddle boarding. I've been doing that a little bit lately. And then I usually chase my wife around because she's an ultra marathon runner. So she runs.
Wow.
So she recently, well, she's run a 50-mile ultra marathon within this year. About a month or so ago, she actually took first place at a race called Get Your Butt Kicked on Route 66. It was in Pacific, and she got about 36 miles in a 6-hour time span running that race. So I follow her around a lot too. So besides running a music store, so that's
That
keeps me busy.
is amazing on her behalf.
Absolutely, it
That is a lot of running for a long time.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, I guess, her station coach. I pretty much keep her hydrated, keep her nutrients going, and yeah, you kind of almost need someone to do that to help you if you're really getting into ultra running. So I don't recommend it though. So,
she has got one endurance. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's switch over to Gabe's Music Company, the newest and only music store in St. Genevieve.
Yes.
Talk about history in the making.
The making of Gabe's Music Co. I guess as far as the making of it, this was something I've wanted to do at least actually more or less kind of as soon as I started playing music. I always enjoyed my time in music stores. There's something special to me about just walking into one. And I've always been hopeful to put one in St. Genevieve. I actually, probably about 10 years ago or so, maybe a little more than 10 years ago, I actually almost leased a space to start a Gabe's Musical back then. But fear kind of set in and decided, well, it's probably not the right time quite yet. And more or less the idea and the thought of it never really disappeared. It just kind of was prolonged. And so this year there's really never any good time to step forward and take a venture like this, but we decided to go ahead and just follow through and just decided to go for it. So we're going for it. So
I'm thinking positive for you guys. You got something that, of course, St. Gen doesn't have. So
yeah, it's not an easy feat and it's not an easy nut to crack, but things have been going well so far.
Awesome. Where is Gabe's Music Company located in St. Genevieve for the ones that are not familiar with it?
Sure. It's located at 535 Rozier Street. It's in the little strip right behind the CVS Pharmacy. Just kind of a nice, small town store. So we have a lot of different items, guitars, basses, some percussion items, a lot of guitar accessories. We even have some band instruments for students, and just some fun items, and a little demo studio. So if anyone's ever interested in tracking a song, you recently wrote a song and you need to put it down, this is your place to come, really, because I love doing it. So planning on starting up some beginner guitar lessons in September. So so it's going to be great. So
good way to add to the business already by having lessons. What another way to attract more people in and ones that really want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
What about merchandise? What type of merchandise do you have?
As far as merchandise for the store, well, I named some of the different items we have. We do have T-shirts for the store. As far as like my personal music merchandise, I currently don't have any. Like I said, I've kind of had set that aside for a little bit of time, but we're hoping, like I said, I'm hoping maybe sometime later this year we can get some music out to you guys too. So
Awesome. And if people want to reach out to you to book an event with you, should they reach out to you?
yeah, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me via Facebook at Gabe Pusey. Always feel free to contact me by email, gabepusey@gmail.com, or you can always call my personal number. It's 573-880-2839, or you can get me at the store anytime too. So,
And do you have any set hours for the store?
Currently, we do have set hours, but we actually are in the works of changing them just a tad. We're probably going to just be open Wednesday through Saturday, typically from 10:30 to 5:30. There's a few days that will adjust here and there, just based off of the fact that I help with my kids a lot. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. Work to adjust it to where the most business is coming into you guys.
exactly. So
Is there? Okay. What about one of your favorite songs? Are you up to it?
one of my favorite songs, or one of my original songs, you meaning?
Right. Whichever you would feel more
Sure.
comfortable with.
You want me to play you one?
If you don't mind, we would
Oh,
appreciate
sure.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I actually have a guitar here conveniently, so
What a better place to have a guitar.
it's like we've done this before, Tracy. What's the deal? So, well, let's see here. I think that, if you don't mind, I am actually going to play you guys a newer song that I've written. So, this is a song. More or less, it's a year. It's over the course of a year of reflection on current events in the world today, and just more or less, I was a former law enforcement officer, and so I have great respect for everyone still in that field. Also for everyone who's active in our military or previously active, and I feel like oftentimes our country and people in it have not shown it quite the respect that's due to it. So this is just kind of some reflection on that, and just some reflection on my struggle with that and how I'm going to cope with it. So this is a song called Soar. So it's brand new. So you guys get the pleasure of hearing it. So. Well, I tried to tell you something, if I meant something to you, but my words just don't mean nothing till I'm standing in your shoes. A soldier takes a wounded knee, you complain about the rain. What if prospering's the outcome of selfless suffering? Oh, glory, he takes care of you, but you won't stand for it. And does the eagle keep on flying, or has he landed yet? But I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna spread them old wings wide open and let it go. You know I may ruffle a few feathers, Lord knows I've lost a few, but at least I'm saying what's honest, while honesty's still true. I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar. I'm gonna soar. You know life, it just looks like cherries till it's crushed, then it looks like blood. To lay your life down for someone else was the greatest act of love. But the heroes, they're just crucified by the sins of evil men. I don't know what Jesus looked like, but he might have looked like them. But the patriots, the enemy, and freedom is the foe. Oh, does God still bless America, or did America let him go? But I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar. Gonna spread them old wings wide open and let it go. You know I may ruffle a few feathers, Lord knows I've lost a few. But at least I'm saying what's honest, while honesty's still true. I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar. I'm gonna soar. Oh, we go to church on Sunday and we think that all is good, but we go to work on Monday and forget all that we learned. We say Jesus died for all of us, no matter color skin, but we all think he's our color, 'cause we just won't look at him. If Christians and integrity would really coexist, if we loved each other above ourselves, then God would really win. But I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar. I'm gonna spread them old wings wide open and let it go. You know I may ruffle a few feathers, Lord knows I've lost a few. But at least I'm saying what's honest, while honesty's still true. I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar, I'm gonna soar. You there, Tracy? I think your mic's off. Sorry, I can't hear you, Tracy.
Thank you so much. That is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Sorry, having a little bit of difficult on this technical side on this end, with a little bit of the sun playing factor with me right at this moment.
That's okay.
But that was awesome, and thank you so much. It's amazing the people that have those talents that I do not have whatsoever. So that is really awesome.
I appreciate it, Tracy. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks again for being on TMac Talks
Happy
podcast.
Yeah,
We do appreciate it. We hope to see you many more times back here.
absolutely.
And thank you for your years of service to the residents of St. Genevieve County. And to anyone that does not know Gabe, St. Genevieve County is blessed to have him in our community. Gabe has never lost his professionalism, his respect. Our dedications to the citizens of St. Genevieve County are to his family. Thank you so much, Gabe.
Thank you, Tracy.
And you have a good evening, and thank you for being on TMac Talks.
You too. Thank you very much.